This is Tanya, the Bridge Malone, back with another YouTube video. How y'all doing today? Yep, still a little chilly today. I know, my hair's a mess, y'all. I need to put some mousse in it. Water it down, put some mousse in it, I know. But for now, this is the way it is. Heh. Yeah, I'm down on my bank accounts real low right now. I put in for Lee's Recipe, Ross, I put in for Sonic, I put in for Burger King, I put in for Long John Silver's, and then I put in for Subway. Now I put in for 6 or 7 different places. So anyway, I had to go on Indeed, unfortunately, to be able to figure out how to apply for these jobs. So I applied for some of them on Indeed. I applied for a Pizza Hut delivery driver, which I don't think would be a job I'd want to do in the wintertime when the roads are bad, but it is what it is. I need a job, so I'm trying to apply for places that I think I won't have to lift a lot of heavy stuff. And I'm working on trying to find a job. But I believe I'll be working in a restaurant somewhere, but time will tell when it comes to pass, you know what I mean? I believe I'll find a job. I never heard anything from Lee's. That's been over a week ago, so I don't know. I say a lot of these places want to hire a lot of younger kids that's in high school. They don't have to give them very many hours. They don't have to pay them a lot of money, you know what I mean? Probably half of them ain't even showing up to work, but hey, I need a job, so all I can do is apply. I don't know what the Lord wants me to speak about today, so I just put it in His hands, and we'll see. I probably need to apply for a medical card and probably need to apply for some food stamps. I probably need to do that while I'm looking for a job, but it is what it is. And you know, there's people in the world that'll make fun of people who apply, or they'll look down upon them because they get food assistance or they get some kind of assistance. But you know what? If you've ever worked in your life, you're entitled to that. You've paid into that. You think when I didn't work, I didn't pay taxes into people who get medical cards and get food stamps and all this stuff? So when I'm going through a situation in my life that I can't apply for assistance, I don't look down upon people for doing that. You know what I mean? Because it is what it is. You know, I need a job because I got medical bills I need to pay, and I ain't got the money to pay right now. So I definitely need to get a job so I can start paying a little bit of money towards that. And another thing I'm going to be doing that I need to do is hook up my music equipment. So that's something I'm probably going to go home and try to get into doing. Like to make myself, because sometimes I get a little lazy, you know. And I got to get up off my butt and hook that stuff up and give me something to do while I'm not working, while I'm looking for a job. My son says he knows somebody at the Lee's Recipe to help me get on. I said, well, if you know anybody, hit them up, because I need a job. I'm all about spitting about the Lord on here. I'm all about doing what God called me to do, even though I don't have a job right now. This is what I'm doing, just trying to get the monetization. This is what I'm doing. And so I'll probably make a video on trying to hook up some of that stuff, you know, because I'm going to have to, my audio interface, I'm going to have to hook it up. I'm going to have to go online and register it with the serial number and all that. I'm going to have to get the mini keyboard hooked up. I'm going to have to go register it online. I'm going to have to upload whatever software comes with it on my computer. There's a lot of stuff that's going to have to be done before I can even use it. You know what I mean? So, and Sweetwater actually called me the other day. I think it was on a Sunday. It was the day before last to see how the music equipment was working, but I ain't used it yet. I got my boom arm I got to hook up, my microphone I got to hook up. I got a lot of stuff to hook up. But some of that stuff I got to register it. Maybe not the microphone, but the daggone audio interface and the mini keyboard. I gotta get it registered online. And whatever free software came with the mini keyboard, I might have to try to get it uploaded on my computer. That'll be fun thrilled. I'm sure it won't be easy. And I'm going to have to try to find, once I do all that, I'm going to have to try to find some tutorial videos to show me how to make beats. And once I get a job, I'm going to pay to take a class for making beats. Plus, I paid somebody for a beat over 3 months ago, and I've yet to receive the whole beat, so I need to check up with that person. I know they're busy touring, doing their stuff, but, you know, I need to hear the whole beat so I can write something to the beat, you know what I mean? So I'm waiting to hear the whole thing to see what I need to put to it, you know. And in order to even record that song, I gotta go clear to Cincinnati to record it, you know. It is what it is. It is what it is, y'all. Yeah. Down on money, which is kind of low feeling. But God will bless me with a job. It'll come when it comes, you know. I mean, it is what it is. It ain't like I ain't looking. Just is what it is. I hope y'all having a blessed day. If you woke up to see another day, you're blessed. If you're going through something and you're in the middle of looking for a job like me, hey, I pray over you. I pray in the Spirit, Christ's holy language. So we'll get there. We'll get there. And then while I'm working the job, I'm going to shoot videos every day. Even if I have to get up early and go out and do it before I go to work. If I'm working second shift, I'll get out and go do what I need to do before I go to work. Because I'm sure whatever job I get is probably just going to be part-time starting off anyway. So it ain't no big deal. Because, I mean, restaurant jobs, let's face the facts, a lot of them are part-time jobs. But anything beats nothing, you ain't got no money coming in. So, there's something in here somewhere in one of my notebooks. But I don't know if I have the notebook on me. Thought I did, but maybe I don't. Don't have the notebook on me. There's some scriptures I wanted to have y'all look up, but I don't know what I did with the notebook. Thought it was in here, but evidently I must have took it in the house. I got too much stuff in this bag, but this is my camcorder. I gotta get the instructions out and read about this thing, but this thing is dope. It is touchscreen and everything. This is what it looks like. I never actually showed y'all what it looked like because I just took it out of the box, but yeah, it's dope. Touchscreen and all. You know, but yeah. Gotta figure out, you got a thing you can hook a mic up to it. Somehow you take this off. This is where your mic, your HD, and your USB goes to charge it. I just gotta figure out how to record on this. Yeah, but it's dope. I mean, it's gotta be a good camcorder. I just gotta figure out, I just gotta get in the instruction manual and figure out how to use it, because once I figure out how to use this and record on this, it's going to be probably so much better picture and everything when I record my videos. I mean, so, instructions are inside of here. I'm going to have to, you know, I'm going to have to get the instruction manual out and start reading it. Of course, you know, I always got, this is what I pack in my bag every day, in this bag right here. I carry this with me. I got my headphones. I record off my tablet, and then I listen to a song or a beat off my phone, and then I record my freestyles on here, and then when I get home and I have Wi-Fi, I upload my videos. Just to show y'all what I pack. I bring my thing that you charge your phone, and what they call this, a power bank. I bring it with me. I bring my cord to plug into the power bank and plug the other end of my phone to charge my phone when I'm out and about. And if I'm recording a freestyle, I want to listen to a beat, so I listen to the beat off my phone, and I keep this charged, and this is my Wi-Fi speaker. So I'll play the music off the Wi-Fi speaker off the phone so it's loud enough for y'all to hear. So that's just some of the stuff that I pack, and that's mostly what I got. That's what I got. But once I've read the manual to figure out how to use this and how to record from this, and it may seem stupid because I don't understand all the stuff in it, but it is 4K. It's 4K, and for $100 it's probably well worth the money. I just got to figure out how to use it. So this is all the stuff that I pack with me when I go out for the day to shoot my videos, to do what I do, just so I can bring you all content and do what the Lord blessed me to do. I charged this last night. I always charge my charge bank myself. My charge bank, charge my cell phone, plus charge my headphones and all that the night before. That way when I get up and I throw my clothes on, brush my teeth, put my hair up, whatever I got to do, and I get dressed, I have my clothes laid out the night before, and then I get in my car after I brush my teeth, mess with my hair, put my clothes on, and I go out and about in the town to bring you all content. And so I make sure I take all my stuff with me. That's why I bought this bag right here, which is a swimwear bag, but it's a bag to pack all my stuff, because I got to have all this stuff. And then while I'm out and about, when I'm in the park or wherever I'm at, and I'm listening to a beat off of these, because these are Wi-Fi, and I put them on my head and I listen to the beat, and then I start writing poems. So I go out into nature to get done what I need to get done. So I'm a person who's putting effort into trying to bring you all content. And a lot of this stuff wasn't cheap, but these I already had. I had these back when I lived in my trailer, and I bought these. They were almost $200. I bought a tablet, and it cost me $100. I mean, a lot of this stuff I already had, because where I lived on my own, I already had that. I never had a charge bank, so I found one inside of Ross, and I got two of them. I got one I keep at home, and one I keep charged to stay on the go. And obviously I've had this for a long time. I paid like $40 for this at Walmart, JBL. It's a good Wi-Fi speaker. It's pretty loud. That way if I want to hear something out loud. It's about like if you're in your studio recording stuff or doing something, you want to listen to a beat or something, you listen to it off your studio monitors. Well, when I'm out and about, my studio monitors is this Wi-Fi speaker. If I decide I don't want to just listen to it with headphones. But a lot of times I'll use my headphones to get the beat in my ear and listen to the beat several times before I go writing. So that's just some of the stuff that I bring with me when I'm on the go. And that's why I needed a bag to put all my stuff in. And of course, you know, I found the bag for $13 at Marshall's. But yeah, this is what I do. This is what I do while I don't have a job. And then while I'm out, I apply for jobs off my phone. Stuff like that. And that's what I do in my everyday life, man, right now while I don't have a job. This is what I'm trying to do, bring y'all content. Wherever there's a way, wherever there is a way, there is a way to make it happen. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is. What I want to be a Christian rapper. I have goals, man, goals, aspirations. So when I do get a job, I'm still going to do this on the side. Every day I'm going to bring y'all content, no matter how tired I am or whatever. I got to bring y'all content to keep going up. I can't just slack up because I get a job. You know what I mean? We on the scene here trying to come up, you know? And I'm trying to do it in a positive manner, not negative. Because I ain't about negative over here on this channel. You know, the fit I wore today, the shorts I had in my closet, and I didn't even know I still had them. Hadn't worn them in a while, and I can't even remember where I got them from, but had them for years. Still look like new, and I thought, well, I like this sweatshirt. It's a little chilly outside. I got a shirt, you know, $3 shirt from Walmart. Sleeveless shirt from Walmart for girls looking for spaghetti strap shirts, you know. I got this at Ross. I got 4 of them in a thing for $4 and something. It matches the shirt. It matches the shorts. It is what it is. I dress fresh for less. Fresh for less. You know what? That'd be a good store name. Dress fresh for less. God, I see. That just came to my mind. I thought, well, dress fresh for less. Instead of Ross dress for less. Well, I wonder why I came up with that. But that's cool though. You know what I mean? If you think about it, sometimes God may place something in your life. You may not have the money to start what you're doing, but maybe God wants. I just feel like God's guiding me in so many different directions. And once I get a job and have some money to actually make these dreams come true, you know what I mean? I got a lot of goals and aspirations, you know. One thing about it I want to discuss, my dad and my brother, they go to the racetrack. You know, they drag race, and my dad's got a drag race car. It's probably got $50,000 in that race car he's got. You know, because the motor in the car is probably the most you're paying, you know what I mean? And he races, and my dad's fixing to retire. And I told him, I said, Dad, you're always watching all these videos about how to work on cars, about certain things, you know, because when you work on a car, you have to have a computer to hook it up to figure out how it goes fast, slow, what you need to work on. And it's amazing how technologies came about, but there's a lot of things he has to learn, but he does love racing, you know. And I told my dad, I said, how come you don't start a YouTube channel or a social media platform showing how you work on your car, when you go to the races and all that? I said, why don't you start a platform? I said, these people right here you're watching are monetized. You could even get, if you kept doing it, you could even possibly get sponsored with stuff that when your stuff goes wrong with your car, you may not even have to pay for it if you get sponsorship. It don't happen overnight, but I even suggested it to him, and I also suggested it to my brother. I said, how come you don't make YouTube content? I said, you work on cars for a living. I said, why don't you start a social media platform? You know what I mean? I'm all about people going for their purpose of things that you know, it's just, I don't know. I think outside the box, but there's a lot of talking that's done, but no action put to it. You know what I mean? I try to inspire people for what they really love to do instead of just working this 9 to 5 the rest of your life. You know what I mean? Like, there'll be points in your life where you'll have to work to try to help bring up your purpose, but once you get to where you want to be, you can leave that job and do what you love to do, is making a living. You know what I mean? There ain't nothing any better than doing what you love to do versus going to a job you hate to go to every day. You know what I mean? That's why I know I got to get a job to help support my purpose. I understand that. I'm fine with that. I'm humble enough to understand that because I don't like going around here with no money. But what I'm saying is, if you got an inspiration and want to start a YouTube platform, I try to encourage people to do that. You know, you can make content about anything. I don't know. I try to think outside the box, you know, and there's a lot of people watching my YouTube platform that they ain't starting their own channel. Why not? I mean, yeah, you're going to get negative comments. It's not a big deal. You just delete them and go on. It's no big deal. That's just part of social media. We all know that's reality. You know what I mean? It ain't no big deal to me. You know what I mean? I don't pay no attention to the comments. You know, when it comes to negative stuff, if I see something I don't like, I just delete it and go on. I don't get on here talking about all that stuff because, I mean, it don't matter to me. I'm not worried about it. If you're watching my content, you must like it or you wouldn't be watching it. We ain't worried about it. We're on the come up. We you know, God's on the come up. We ain't worried about it. We ain't worried about all that negative energy. We don't stress over it. We just move on. We stroll right on past it. But, you know, people need to be open to hear what positive stuff people have to say. But, yeah. I mean, you know, I've brought many different videos on here. I've showed freestyle videos, dance videos. I've done cooking videos. I've done talking about my past life history videos so people can get to know me some. You know, I've talked about the Lord on my channel, gave you scriptures when I went to, I've showed y'all what church I go to. I've uploaded shoe review videos, you know, in my shoe collection. I've showed you how I redecorated my room after I put everything away. I mean, I've done cleaning shoes on I've done all kinds of stuff. I'm diverse. I'm willing to bring different stuff. I've even showed stuff inside of Ross and Marshalls. I mean, I've done all kinds of different videos to be diverse. I mean, it ain't like it's the same thing every day. I do shoot a short video of me showing my fit every day, but that ain't no big deal. There's a lot of people there's a lot of people do that. I ain't the only one. I show y'all fits I put together that hardly cost any money at all, that don't cost much money, and I look fly for cheap, and yeah, fresh for less. Dress fresh for less. Fresh for less. God. I don't know. I just thought that was cool. That's gotta be a good slogan for a store. You can dress fresh for less. You can dress fresh and still go in these stores and buy stuff you see that you think's nice, and nobody's telling you to settle on what you like. I mean, if you got a job, you got plenty of money, and you want to spend $200 on an outfit, that's your choice. Nobody hitting you up on that. I've done that myself. When I had money coming in, when I had paychecks coming in every week, I was buying stuff that cost more money, that if I seen something I liked and I wanted it, I bought it. But really, if you think wisely, most of my clothes and shoes came from Ross. My shoe collection I showed, I mean, most of them came from Ross. I didn't buy them all in Ross, but more than 50% of them was Ross shoes. I mean, it don't bother me. I like Jordan stuff, don't get me wrong, but I don't have to spend that kind of money to dress fresh. I mean, I like running shoes. I like Vans. I like other brands, Adidas. I like other brands besides just Nike. Nike's my favorite brand, but I like Puma too. I like other brands. I can go into Ross and buy a fit for $30-$40 and the shoes to go with it for less than $100. How many times have I ever done it? I mean, it don't take long to find a fit. I mean, this shirt right here, I mean, hell, I ain't got a lot of money in this. I got $17 in this shirt. This I gave maybe $1 for. The shorts I might have gave $10 for. The socks I got on, I got from Ross. The shoes I got on, I got from Ross. The Puma slides, they were $17. I mean, like I said, if you see the whole fit, the shirt and the shorts were maybe $30, and the shoes were $16.99, and this was $1 because it came in a pack of 4, and it was $4 and something for 4 of them. It don't have to be a Nike one that you wear. You can dress good as long as stuff matches. It don't matter what brand it is. You can mix different brands. You can do a lot of things. Dress fresh for less. Yeah, that's pretty much. It is what it is. I can talk about many things on my platform. And when I get home, I'll find that notebook somewhere. I don't know what I done with it, but it must be in the house. And there's some scriptures in there I want to tell you all about. And I am going to do a freestyle today, 1 or 2, probably. But I think some of my freestyles from yesterday, if I had to look back on it, those beats didn't really go with the lyrics like I wanted it to, you know what I mean? So, I know there's some work to do, because I probably should have found a better beat for those lyrics to go over. And I'm sorry about that, y'all. I'm not perfect, you know what I mean? When I came on this platform doing freestyles, I told y'all I was learning to stay on beat, you know what I mean? Because a lot of times some beats that I listen to, it's beats I've never listened to at all, and I've already pre-written this stuff, and I'm just like, well, just trying to rap it fast, and it may be off beat, you know what I mean? So, but a lot of things I rap over does stay on beat, you know what I mean? So, I'm not going to get to the top overnight, you know what I mean? It's just continually focusing and staying consistent in what God called me to do. And it is what it is, you know what I mean? It's no big deal. It's really not a big deal, and I don't worry about it. It's just a learning curve, you know what I mean? And we all out here learning as we go. We don't need to compare ourselves to other people. I don't get on here comparing myself to other rappers, because I'm not in competition with anybody, but trying to work on myself to be a better version of myself. I'm not in competition with God. I'm not in competition with anybody. I love the Lord, give my whole life to the Lord, and I speak of the Lord on my platform. I speak about clothes, shoes. I speak about music equipment. I speak about dancing. I speak about poems. I mean, you can tell I'm artistic, because if I wasn't, I wouldn't be able to write poetry, because I didn't do it on my own. It was by the grace of the Lord through His, fruitful seeds, and through Him planting those seeds in me to do what I do. And I'm not egotistical. I don't think I'm better than anybody. There's a lot of people out there that can come up with stuff that some people may think's better. Hey, it is what it is. I don't knock nobody. You know what I mean? I don't knock nobody down. I try to bring people up on their platforms, not drag them down. You know, just because I haven't got to the point as other people have, that don't mean I'm not good at what I do. It don't mean that, I mean, even if you fail at something, you got to get up and give it another try. You keep doing it long enough, you'll get better. The more you do it, the more you get better at it. It's just like math or English or anything in high school. The more you keep doing it, the better you get at it. You know, I mean, failure's just a form of progression, like Musical Major says in his song he's got out. You know, and that's indoctrinational slavery, which I tried to get my viewers and my subscribers to go watch his stuff and support his music. And because he's got some good stuff in his music. You know, so I'm always trying to help other people. I ain't all about myself, you know what I mean? Because that ain't me. I don't show jealousy and envy towards people, you know what I mean? But let's all be honest, we're a little jealous sometimes when we hear something. We're like, man, I ain't got to that point, man. You know, when you're on social media, you look at something and you're like, well, you're an aspiring artist. You're trying to do something, starting out low on the bottom toe. And you're looking at somebody else thinking, dang, man, they really got a talent. That's really awesome. But they've been doing what they've been doing for years, you know. But that don't mean that other people can't get to that status. But I'm not trying to get to a certain status. I'm just trying to do what God called me to do. And if I never get paid for it, I'm not worried about it. You know what I mean? Because I know that God loves me and I do the will of God for free because his will for my life is ultimately, because there's no money. You can't put a price tag on Christ giving his life on the cross. You know, there's no price tag. You can't put a price tag on somebody's worth. What you bring to a relationship, friend, family member, relationship, marriage, whatever, what do you bring to the table? Write down on a piece of paper, what do you bring to the table? You got confidence in yourself, or do you go around comparing yourself to everybody else? Because everybody's got a talent. We ain't supposed to be out here dragging people down just because we ain't got to their status. I ain't no competition with nobody. I'm steady working on myself. I'm good. So anyway, I guess maybe God just wanted me to speak about that. We don't have to be in competition. So until next time, peace, love, y'all be blessed.